Hey everybody, got another build for you here. This is the x-4 version 2.0. If you saw the first video on this guitar, it used to have a long counterweight and an EQ mounted on it and a couple other things. And I decided to get rid of all that and go with the V-bar setup, with the left leg bar and the long right bar for the strap, and I'd gotten most of the way through the mods, and this is one of the guitars that took some damage in the recent fire here at the shop. So I actually ended up redoing the clear coat on the back and a little bit on the front. I redid the clear coat on the depth pickguard block there, and I redid the finish on all the bars here, and that uses that new super polish method, and it looks really nice, really nice. That's a hand finish, and that takes, like, you can go from stained, well, you can go from like clear coat, say half dozen coats clear coat, thin coats, or maybe, let's say, 4 slightly thicker coats of clear coat. You can go from that to this in an hour for each piece. 1, 2, 3 pieces, maybe less than an hour. It's real fast. It's real fast. There's another video on that, so. But anyway, yeah, so let's see here. Start at the top end, what's new. As I recall in the last video, this is the one that had little bits of aluminum shim in order to take care of some nut slot buzz. And it turns out what's going on is insufficient break angle between the 0 fret and the nut for one of these Steinberger nuts. So if you're ever doing a Steinberger nut on a guitar, make sure you've got sufficient break angle in order to make things work okay, because otherwise you will get the nut buzz here when it slops right back and forth in that slot, unless you got a good break angle across this. I had to actually lower this entire bridge a bit back here. I lowered it, I don't know, maybe 2 millimeters, at least 1 millimeter. And if you look at the back, this poor neck, it's been through so much. You can see on the side here this little piece of lighter wood there. That used to be a set of shoulders for hanging it on before it got this bracket. But it's been through so much, and with redoing the holes for this, it actually cracked right there, but I flooded it with CA glue. And the good news is that the screws, which go through the bracket and then go through the nut, the back plate of the nut here, they go all the way up to here, so this little crack right here is not an issue. But yeah, the neck didn't really take any damage to the finish at all from the fire. Just had to clean up, a little bit of smoke, and you can probably see some residue, some yellowish residue from the fire extinguisher. But that was it. You can actually, there is some damage here on the, yeah, you can see where some of the heat started to melt the strap a little bit. It's a, I don't know, nylon or strap or whatever, polyester, but I'll be getting a new strap for that thing. Let's see. Okay, so nut got lowered back down. Lesson learned, you got to make sure you got a good break angle going on here. Everything else on the neck was pretty much straight. Had to refinish all the body, did all the bars and everything, did the V-bar setup. This has the new, I got rid of the equalizer. This has the new setup where you've got the on-off switch and you've got your kill switch right here. And it's all wired up and going. The pickup right near the end started messing up on me. Got to shorten it or something, or intermittent open. So I replaced it with a hot quad rail. It was originally, I don't know, cream or black or lime green, one of the three. I picked up like all the cheap high output hot rails I could find on eBay. I found a total of like 7 in those colors. So I grabbed whatever was hottest and I plopped it in here, squirted gold, and then gently sanded back the rails in order to get the silver showing again. So now I've got a silver and gold hot rail for it, a nice hot one too. And did the setup and everything. Everything's all nice and straight. It's all, the standard setup with the 0 fret is at the same height as all the rest of the frets. The neck's absolutely flat. It's running 1 millimeter at the 24th fret, and the intonation came out just right. The bridge has been relocated back a little bit in order to get the intonation into the proper range because it was a little on the short side before. And then everything else was adjusted accordingly. I think, yeah, if you look there, that right there is used to be the mounting hole for the pickup, so you can see how far back the bridge is actually moved, because the pickup was then moved, and then this thing was centered between the two of them, or actually it was moved down close to the bridge as well. So, yeah, that gap there, that's how far the bridge moved, down this way. And on the bottom, you'll see that both of the back screws now just hang off the end, and the bridge is only held on by the 2 front screws, like up there and over there. And let's see, on the back, like I said, I had to redo the clear coat. It came out pretty darn nice. Didn't really cut into the stain too much at all. Bars came out excellent. That new method is really, really cool. Really cool. Always mix your dyes real strong if you're using the Kita stuff. That's about it. This is the shredder bar setup. Let me just flip it back over here. The shredder bar setup, so instead of just having V-bars that come straight off of the body on both sides, I won't bother showing an example. What you do is you set it up so that the guitar is shifted this direction, which means you got to more or less put it up on a little stand, sort of. And this goes like this. Let me get the strap out of the way. Get the camera. Yeah, all right, here we go. All right, so yeah, you sit like this, and the guitar's here. Cross both legs is the way it goes, like that. One end's here, the other end's back here, and your playing area is right here. And your neck just comes right up like this, and everything is just right there. The thing just basically, it floats in front of you. It's like having a guitar that floats in front of you. It's really, really cool. So, you should build one sometime. Anyway, I think that's about it. Let me see. Was there anything else? Make sure you got your brake angle right on that. And of course, make sure you've got your distance correct as well. And, yeah, hot quad rails. Yeah, this has pretty much all the latest design features. It's got the Steinberger, it's got the minimalist body, it's got the trapezoid neck profile, it's got the twin V's with the shredder bar setup, which moves the whole guitar left 4 inches to put this as your picking area right underneath more or less the center of your body, or right where your right hand's going to fall. It's all set up for right-hand guitar. Flip it all over if you're doing a lefty. And it's got the kill switch, and it's got it's got the on-off switch and the kill button both. So yeah, this seems to be like, oh, but there are two more things. And these aren't on this guitar, but they don't necessarily apply. For hardtail, word up, Evertune might be making what's best out there when it comes to a hardtail bridge. The Evertune's looking real good because you can set it up so it'll behave more or less exactly like a regular hardtail bridge, but the thing never goes out of tune because it's spring balanced. And you can still do bends and stuff when it's correctly set up. It's a knife edge apparently to get it to behave exactly like a hardtail, but it can be done. And it's not that hard apparently either. And I've seen videos from channels that I recommend. Look at my video that I did on channels for building guitars, for guitar building on YouTube. But yeah, it was actually Daryl Braun guitar. He got a guitar that had one and did a video on it, and then he did a follow-up video, I think after a year, and he says the thing's rock solid. So, and I checked out all the hardware and everything, and they're in like the 250 to 300 range, and it's like it takes a big route in front and a big route in back, and so it's not all that in order to put one in, apparently. And they do sell them individually. You can buy just the units aftermarket, so you can buy it and put it in your own stuff if you're doing a mod, or if you're doing a custom, if you're gonna kit bash something, whatever you want to do. If you want to use one of those, you can. And then there was something else. Another kind of bridge. Oh, right. If you're doing something with a Tune-o-matic, I found out that they make a hardtail with built-in micro fine tuners. So yeah, and I think I actually saw them I saw a video about it on YouTube, of course. Great source. What can I say? Way to go, YouTube. Yeah, shameless plug, right, guys? But anyway, yeah, I saw a video about it, and it's a hardtail for a Gibson, but it's got little micro tuners in it, just like it was a little Floyd Rose unit. So it's really cool. Check it out. I think I saw them on eBay going for about $28 or something. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, that's about it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more for this guitar. And that's the only other news. I'll probably should do a little video about those two new discoveries and what's best in bridges. But yeah, as far as this thing goes, this has more or less everything of what's best. If you're going to trim, then you want to go tail tuner for the better balance. It's got the speed block. It's got a hot quad rail. You can step this up to some sort of an active pickup to make it even better. It's got the trapezoid. It's got the shredder V-bars. It's got the minimal body. These weren't actually shaped as one, but get out of the way, strap. These weren't actually shaped as one, but I did the best job I could in order to try to make them more or less feel like one piece of wood when they're screwed together. So yeah, this here more or less incorporates everything that I've been able to figure out about what's best. One thing I did change up is I started using these little nails in order to hold the wiring down, because I was using super glue. I would use hot glue. At first I was using hot glue for some builds, and then I was using super glue, and the stuff's just too messy. It was messing up the finish. That's half the reason why I had to redo these bars and stuff, is because from the super glue, from gluing all these wires on before, and it was just awful. And this is definitely a much cleaner look. I wish I could get rid of that huge, like, hunk of wires there, but that's life. It doesn't have any control cavities whatsoever to hide anything, so. And this one has slightly more complex wiring than, you know, just a volume knob and a jack or whatever, so. That's more or less the main negative junction for everything right there. That's where all the negative bus comes together. Yeah, as far as the wiring goes, it's really straightforward. You go from the pickup. It's not tapped or anything, so you've got your you know, your red and your white, or whatever colors they are. They're twisted together, and then you got your, like, your black and your green. With black is hot and green is negative. Why did they do this? Yeah, I took 3 years of electronic shop, and red is positive and black is negative, man. I hate to tell you. But anyway, so, so yeah, all it does is it just comes down, and then you're just sending positive and negative over to the on-off switch, and when it's like that, it just connects the two together and grounds out your signal, and so you have no noise and no signal. And then you're also sending positive and negative to your jack, of course, and you're also sending positive and negative to your momentary kill switch, and when it's pressed down, it just touches the two together, and once again it shorts out your signal, and it kills your signal, and you have no sound. And that's how the wiring works, and it's all, you know, real straightforward. Basically, you got two wires going down to everything, and then this shorts them out, and this shorts them out, and that's all there is to it. And so, yeah, it makes it real simple. You don't have to mess with volumes or tones. There's no pickup selector or anything. Obviously, it limits what this guitar will create on its own in the way of sounds. It basically only has one tone that it puts out, and that's the tone of this pickup. So, you know, and you can turn it on and off, and that's it. But this guitar is designed to be used with, you know, pedals and things like that in order to shape your sound in order whatever you want before it comes out the speakers or goes on to, you know, the hard disk recorder, wherever you're sending your audio signal to. But anyway, I think that'll definitely do it for this video. I think I've been rambling now for a bit. Okay, everybody have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Pan out for a good shot while we do the closing credits stuff. A little click on this and watch this video thing. Okay. Yeah, click and watch another video. I don't know what I'm gonna tell it to put up afterwards. I'll let it choose. There you go. See what YouTube gets you. Good luck. Bye.